Hello, and this is my opinion about what's the difference between the Sony A7S Mark II and the Panasonic Lumix gh4. After having the Panasonic since 2 years, from 2 years, I've been using the Panasonic and I have the Sony from 1 month. And in just few words, it's I just wonder why people still speak about the greatness of the gh4. And it's, first of all, this is a 2 years old camera against a full framer, so I don't want to talk too much about the low light. It's just blows the gh4, as you know, and any other cameras in its class. There's no comparison between them in low light. The GH4 struggles even in daylight. I see grainy rushes, grainy material for video, even in daylight. Whereas the Sony is just brilliant, truly. Second thing is the photos. The GH4 is garbage. It's just garbage. Uh, you, the photos are like very low quality, grainy, uh, weird colors, mashed, flat. It's. I really, when I bought the GH4, I read some reviews about how great this camera is in photos, for still photography, and it's really garbage. While the Sony, I just um, I really can't find the words for this 12 megapixels only. 12 megapixel sensor, and I can crop like maybe 300-400%, and you don't know that it's cropped. The weak 12 megapixel sensor is much better than the 16 megapixel sensor of the Lumix. The photos is just wow with the Sony. So if you're still photographer, just forget about the Lumix. It's really, it's shameful. I don't want even to talk about how bad the 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 pictures or the photos coming out from the GH4, while the Sony A7S Mark II, and that's not the A7R Mark II, which I think it's 42 megapixel or something. But the A7S with its 12 megapixel, no comparison, friends. No comparison. I sold my Nikon D750. When I looked at the photos from the Sony, D750 is a 24 megapixel camera. I cannot crop like I do with the Sony 12 megapixel. This is a magical sensor. I think there's something, it's not about the megapixels here. I don't know, there's something I really can't understand. Anyway, the image stabilization of the Panasonic lenses, I put native lenses on the Panasonic, and it sucks. It's dirty, it's ugly, my hand shakes, and it's there in the videos. Now on the Sony, I've mounted a 55mm Zeiss with no image stabilization. I'm counting on the stabilization from inside the camera, and it's a lot better than the GH4. What else should I talk about? I want to sell my GH4, definitely. after just was like I bought lenses, I paid investment for the camera, bought the 12, 35, 35, 100, each one like more than $1,000. Or maybe I leave the lenses, but I'm getting rid from the body because maybe Panasonic will like. I'm talking only about the GH4. I'm not talking about the Panasonic company or the products. The GH4. I'm only comparing it with the. So maybe I keep the GH4 body, and I will lose. Sorry, maybe I will lose the GH4 body and keep the lenses. But my conscience or my mind or my heart or telling me just to drop everything Panasonic, even if Panasonic comes later with a better model, better specs. But I think the Sony is like miles away, so I prefer to stick with the Sony. No need for the Panasonic. Uh, Back in the days, it was great, you know, filming the 4K internally, but the low light problem is like that, and the grainy rushes, and the video look. Yeah, the Panasonic have a video-ish look, no matter what you do. If you want to use native lenses, it has video-ish look. Anyway, gotta answer the phone. Just stick with the Sony. Forget about the GH4.